Greetings and welcome to the special edition of our podcast Research Bites. This is the second and the final episode of this edition. In the previous episode, we spoke with Dr. Dhanuraj, Manny Pereira, Professor Kelton McMahon, and Dr. R. Venkatesan. They gave an overview of the TechCamp and also have set the context for this. In this edition, our guests share how the TechCamp is going about and addressing some of the challenges noted earlier. We have Scott Hartmann, who is the Cultural Affairs Officer at the US Consulate in Chennai. Then we have Beth, who is a Program Manager with TechCamp. We have Lydiah Wanjiru, who is a JS Specialist based in Kenya. We also have Furby, who is a media producer and science journalist at Tiny Beaker Media. And then we have Margot Stiles. She's a marine biologist with 20 years of global experience in community resilience, climate change, and natural resource conservation. We also have Sambi Lon. Sambi is a senior consultant in Deacon's research and development company in the field of ICT for development from Cambodia. And then we have Dilnawaz Khan. He's the founder at PowerDeck. You should catch him to make your pitches best. I welcome you all and really appreciate you all for making time for this. Let's get started. I see as this theme is on tech for oceans and coming up with innovative solutions for a sustainable future, it's heartening to see how science and technology along with key stakeholders are brought together and explore new solutions. To start with, I would request each one of you to share what is that you brought here to the TechCamp, and can you share with our listeners as to what is special with this TechCamp and how it has been over the past 3 days?
So the past 3 days have been great. I think everybody has been working really hard and really participating and engaging. Our topic is water coastal communities. So we have participants from all over India and really engaging in issues that are important to them that connect with us. So TechCamp, we really try really hard to be participant driven. So seeking the individual needs and backgrounds of participants. And then we spend a lot of time on the TechCamp team finding the right trainers that fit those participant needs. So we have an excellent group of trainers here, many of which are sitting here at the table with me. And they have been doing a really great job communicating that information and discussing with participants, giving training sessions. We've had a lot of discussion group time. And their participants are currently working on the presentations that we're looking forward to seeing actually in a few minutes. So
Great. Would any others would want to add to this?
I think it's been a real privilege to be able to interact with so many innovators and to see the diversity of experiences from around India. I have worked in many other countries, but one thing I really notice here is the wide range of cases and the opportunities there are for India to be a hub for solutions for the developing world. And events like this really bring together those people, a little bit of startup capital, and the time together. So I'm really optimistic about the potential for this workshop to lead to real solutions.
Great.
I'm Samdi. I'm from Cambodia, and I think I'm one of the trainer who joined a lot of TechCamp. I've been in TechCamp for 3 times, and it was very interactive. The good thing that I like about the TechCamp is the diversity. Like we have the student, we have the professional, we have PhD candidate, we have the specialist, we have a lot of profession to make together. It's like a real project. Like in our workplace, we did really have this mix. And in TechCamp, we do the same. And the team who is working on the particular issue or topic, they are feeling more freely to seek advice or asking some technical help or idea so that they can change or make their project statement looks more better and more feasible. That's it. The thing I think this thing is the most important thing that I like about TechCamp. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I have felt really inspired to be here. So I'm doing a storytelling workshop and have a background in ocean science. So I'm helping them craft their pitches and talk about how to talk about themselves and their work. But also I'm learning so much about India and all of the ocean issues that are here and all of the like possible solutions that they're considering. So for me, it has really been like a two-way roundtable discussion that has been very fruitful and exciting.
Okay, my name is Lydiah Wanjiru and I'm from Kenya. And I must say that I feel privileged to be part of this tech camp. And I've seen participants from different areas, from different specializations who are very eager to solve the problem that is facing India in terms of plastic pollution. So we are very optimistic that whatever this group of specialists have impacted to them, they are so eager to come up with solutions that will really help them, because they are so eager and they're looking forward to implement so many ideas that they have. So I think this camp came up in a time when it's so needed, because it's the time where there's so much, the conversation about climate change is on top of the list, pollution and all that. So yeah, this was a great one, and we look forward that the projects the participants have come up with, they'll be implemented and they'll have an impact to the society and save our world.
Yeah, hi. So my name is Dilnawaz, and I'm a founder of a company called Power Deck. So I think, of course, the experience has been really amazing here, looking at the diverse set of people we have here. But I think the format is also very well crafted. I think the 3-day format and a format of a residential conference gives participants enough time to right from looking at a broader problem to narrow down onto the solution. And I think a lot of brainstorming and talking to different people helps them to figure out what they really want to solve. So format, trainers, I think it's a collective, I would say, intellectual capital plus post-event learnings that both us as trainers, we have derived a lot, and the participants will be definitely learning a lot. I have been interacting with the participants all day long. A few of them now want to build real startups. They want to go out there and take the projects further. And I'm really hopeful that this tech camp will help them to build a few companies that will definitely solve marine issues and related things. So I think amazing experience to be here, both the trainer and have learned a lot from fellow trainers and definitely the participants them as well. Yeah.
And just to add on to what all our trainers have been saying, and also what you've heard from the TechCamp team, this has not only been an amazing experience, I think, for all of the participants, but it's also been an amazing experience for us as an organization that is trying to promote exchange and bring about those conversations between people from across different countries, and especially those conversations between our mission, the U.S. mission here in India, and the Indian stakeholders that we really want to be able to engage with on these issues. And I think I would not be out of line if I said that after 2 years of lockdowns and being in COVID, I think we are once again reminded of really the value of bringing people together and sitting with each other, and being able to have those conversations in person and being able to connect and bond with each other, and collaborate in a very different way. And I think that is probably, for me, probably the I wouldn't say the silver lining, it's the golden aura that is around this whole conference, the kind of relationships that we've seen develop, the way we've seen people connect, and we really hope that continues for a long time, because it builds collaboration across all of India and also creates connectivity between India and a number of different countries around the world that you have already heard that are represented here.
Great.
Yes, I want to add a little bit more about the connection, and also TechCamp, we look at the theme, the title of the program, TechCamp, we are trying to deploy technology in every part of the project, we bring in here, like we are doing the issue related to ocean, and we have the expert from like AI, machine learning, robot, and data visualization, and mobile apps, and startup, and a lot of stuff. So like we are trying to connect technology with the problem that we are facing, and we try to find the solutions through technology. Like like our society nowadays, we are living in every kind of technology, from car to home to industry to smartphone, everything. That is I think it's a very diverse technology in the TechCamp.
Great.
Yes.
Great. I would like to pick on the AI thread, and I see AI is becoming inevitable in all spheres of decision making. How do you think AI is playing its role here in this context?
I think AI is something that a lot of people find intimidating. You have an image of an all-knowing robot. And I think one of the key threads that has showed up at TechCamp is that any innovator can use AI, and you can learn to recognize the situations where it can help you, just like any other tool, like a camera or a smartphone. If you gave a smartphone to me 20 years ago, I wouldn't know what to do with it, but now I use it every day. I think that's the track that AI is on. Today, it seems intimidating, but soon we will all be using it. And I think one of the key things is that now that we are all overwhelmed with information, AI can help us sort and prioritize that information. To me, that's the key use.
Also, I guess the availability of cloud infrastructure, particularly for geospatial data and analysis, but like something like Google Earth Engine and AWS, has really accelerated our ability to kind of know of and analyze them in a rapid pace. How do you think are these being used in this TechCamp?
Okay, yeah. So when it comes to issues of tracking plastic, the origin where the plastic is being produced from, where and then the path the plastic is falling to reach into the ocean and polluting our environment is very key. So you realize GIS is very useful in trying to find out the hotspots. Where is much of this plastic coming from? Then how is this plastic get transported through the drainage, through areas, and how does it get to the ocean? So it's very important if anyone is doing research on anything to do with probably pollution and all the plastic, especially, which is what has been our topic of discussion. You really need to know where it is, and then you can be able to now know how to deal with it in terms of location, because at the end of the day, maybe not all areas are affected, but maybe there are certain areas that are affected more. So you start with the hotspots, and then so it's GIS, geospatial technology, and data is very key in any conservation effort. So it's one of the things that we've been trying to, when talking to the participants, to try to use GIS as much as they can in their projects and in their research. Yeah.
I could add on the cloud. So cloud infrastructure really helps increase the access to large government data sets. It increases access to computing power, whereas you don't personally need to own a supercomputer anymore. You can access it through the cloud.
Yeah, I see that is increasingly kind of transforming things the way we did even a decade ago and now. Certainly. I guess all of this are certainly allowing us to kind of see through much more data and make more sense of it. But having made sense of it, it is largely still resting with researchers and analysts who do these things. And perhaps taking it to a wider audience is the need of the hour. So how is like communicating through storytelling or any such methods going to taking place, or what is it like for us there?
Yeah, they're telling incredible stories. We did a short session on it, and they are all practicing different ways to get people's attention, either with each other or investors. So at the tech camp, they even had to form teams. So basically, they're pitching to each other, getting each other on board with their ideas, and then working together to make the solution. And at the end of the tech camp today, we'll see their presentations. We'll see the culmination of all of their efforts. And they'll have a chance to tell a story with bigger stakes. I have also really enjoyed the sharing of each other's stories. So there's also the informal exchange of stories that are happening, where they're telling me about the history of storytelling in India, and so there's like an exchange of ideas in that way that's been also really, really fun.
And also to add, I think it's very important for these participants to understand who their eventual stakeholder is, which a lot of times they miss on. So I think things like stakeholder analysis and then empathy mapping, a few principles of design thinking, but also then converting their design thinking principles and communication principle into a very solid pitch deck that they can send to relevant stakeholders, for maybe donors, maybe sponsors, maybe investors, impact investors. I think that is also very, very critical. So I think collectively they have gone through multiple exercises, and eventually they will be ending up with a presentation, a pitch deck. We gave them a few sessions on elevator pitches and smaller pitch decks and larger pitch decks, and hopefully at the end of the day they will be coming out of solutions that eventually can get funded. Yeah.
And I think just one thing that I would add, and since I didn't really talk about my role, I thought it would be helpful for you to know it. So I'm here representing the Consulate, but I'm also here to help all of these teams think through really how they're presenting their ideas, not from how they're organizing their thoughts or putting them together in the forms of presentation, but really who their audience is. And one of the things that we see with in consistently evaluating proposals is sometimes it's hard to really get at the deeper purpose of what people are trying to achieve, and being here and being able to understand and learn about all of these teams and the work that they're doing is both inspiring for us on the one hand, and it's also very educating for me. But on the other hand, it really has been very useful to talk with all of these teams and to help them get a deeper insight of what we are looking for in terms of when we are evaluating proposals, whether they're for grants or for research projects. So having the stakeholders, so to speak, here and having those conversations, I think helps prepare them to apply for funding and to be able to put together projects that will get funding.
That's really fantastic, and I can't wait to see as in what comes out of this tech camp. And it's been fantastic to listen to all of you. And what do you think? Can any of you could also share as in what does the next steps lie? As in I see that they will be making pitches and all of it from this last 2-3 days. And what lies next?
Yeah, so as a part of Tech Camp, we have follow-on funding that's specially set aside as part of this initiative. And we have another member of our team who is not here on the ground, but she will also work with groups as we, after this presentation today, they get a chance to get feedback from the trainers, and then they will have a chance to submit their final presentation. So they will record a video of themselves, which hopefully then we will post on social media. They will have a written proposal and a budget, and then our team will continue to work with them to select the winners and walk alongside them a little bit as they execute their projects. So one thing that we really value about Tech Camp is that we are very application focused. So I think I've told that to all the trainers when I spoke with you early on, and sharing how this technology can be used. You shared how AI and cloud data, how apps, how storytelling, how pitching and GIS, all of these topics okay, they're nice, but how do we actually use them on the ground? What is the end result? How much plastic are we taking out of the environment? And even here at the Tech Camp, the participants, they said, why do we have plastic water bottles here at our conference? Let's get rid of them. And we have been using reusable water bottles. So we are really looking forward to seeing the participants complete their projects and over the next about 6 months. And then we will have reporting on the projects that are actually completed with the funding provided, and maybe projects that want to continue scaling, as Scott and Dilnawaz are speaking about, accessing additional funding to help continue to scale their projects over the next until the world is saved, as Lydiah says.
Yeah, and I would just kind of one last final point on that. And for us, one of the most important outcomes of this is also the network, in terms of the network that's developed, that we've seen develop between people from different regions and operating in very different environments and different organizations, and having a national network of people who really care about these issues and are interested in working together means that we have a community of practice that we can continue to engage with and support their engagement with each other as well.
Thank you all. I'm really glad you took time to share these and share with our listeners about the Tech Camp. That was really very insightful. Hopefully, it should inspire some of our listeners to check out more about the Tech Camp and see how to participate in them in the future. With that, I would like to once again thank all our panelists, and hopefully the collective efforts leads to some meaningful outcomes for a better future. Thank you and good day.